Heard about your new appointment, boss. You're going to be an active consultant, huh?
Yeah, I think they'd like me to hold the clipboard a little bit more and be a little more active with regard to game day situations. Yeah.
Okay. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you're the head coach already, huh?
My understanding, Snow, you correct me wrong, is that I don't know that a foreigner can be named the head coach of the team.
Yeah.
My understanding is.
Yeah.
But the organization, and I think, like I said before, I work at the pleasure of San Miguel Corporation. So if they ask me to sweep floors, that's what I'm going to do. And if they ask me to hold the clipboard during the game and call a couple of plays or make a substitution, I'll do that as well.
But were you surprised with the appointment, boss?
Well, I don't know that there's, to be honest with you, I don't know if there's as much an appointment. I still have the same title of consultant. I'm just going to be, significantly more active with regard to game day. Now, as a consultant, I've been a liaison between management and coaching, and so I think our organization now would like me to be a little bit more hands-on with regard to game day operations, basically.
Okay. So basically, you'll handle the whiteboard, you'll design the plays during the games and practice.
Yes. And now, that's always a group effort. Snow, it's never one guy, one coach who does all. But yes, during games, I'll be doing the substituting. I'll be doing the pre-game preparation and that type of stuff.
So basically, you'll decide on almost everything, in as far as the game-related decision making.
I'll be very active with regard to the decision making. Absolutely.
Okay. So is that a pressure for you, boss?
I'm sorry?
Is that a pressure for you, the new job?
Oh, I think there's always pressure, but I'm compensated to handle pressure. So it's the pressure more comes from internally, because when I say internally, I don't mean our organization. I mean within myself. You want to win so badly, and I want to win so badly for the San Miguel fans and so badly for our organization that's really where the pressure comes from. Obviously, when you're in the public eye, there's a degree of pressure that comes with people analyzing your mistakes and your successes and failures. But for me, it's really a desire to win so badly for the organization and for the people that I care about, those people that I work for. That's really where the pressure comes from, more than exterior.
Okay, but basically, are you ready to clash minds with some of the best coaches in the PTA now?
Well, absolutely. I think that's what makes it fun. When you're a competitor, you love to face other great players. When as a coach, you love to face other great coaches, and like you say, play a little bit of chess on the court and all those things that make competition so fun. So yes, I'm absolutely looking forward to the challenge.
So immediate target.
And make no mistake about it, it's a huge challenge because there are some outstanding coaches in this league.
Okay. So what's your immediate target for this team, boss? This is laden with a lot of superstars, with a lot of popular players. The lineup is we can say it has a powerhouse lineup, a roster.
Well,
what's your immediate target?
That's something we've talked about a little bit, and I've heard that since I've been here, and I've been here I think about 7 or 8 months. I hear about the powerhouse lineup. I hear about the superstars. But I guess that may come from people who watched these players when they were younger. So some of these guys, I think, had big names maybe in their amateur careers, or they came in early in their careers in the PBA and had some success. So they're really thought of as powerhouse lineups and superstars. Well, when we came, this team was 500. It was 17 wins and 17 losses. So I don't think I ever looked at it in terms of this is a superstar team. I saw a 500 ball club, and you are as good as your record says you are. That's all there is to it. The teams that say, "Oh, that's a good team for that, or that's a bad team for that," I think you're as good as the outcome says you are. And so for us, it's been about getting a defensive mindset and a tough mentality more than it's been basketball talent or superstars or contracts. None of that stuff really matters to me much. No, I just need 15, or I need to see the guys on the floor that want to compete and play as hard as they can.
Okay.
So I guess I don't really take much time thinking about whether I have a superstar or whether he makes a lot of money or whether he's a fan favorite. I'm thinking of how I can get the toughest guys to operate together as a family on that court.
Okay. You think you can bring this team to promised land, boss? Considering that it's underachieved in the last few seasons.
Well, if I didn't think that I could, I'm certainly not going to be overconfident or take this lightly. But if you don't think that you can handle or accept the challenge, I wouldn't take it. so obviously, I do feel just a sense of a challenge. And I can't wait to address the challenge. And I'm blessed to have great coaches that are with me on my staff as well, that are very good guys and loyal guys. So I think it's going to be a wonderful challenge.
Okay. If an ordinary Petron or San Miguel fan will ask you, will the championship come in the next 3 conferences? What will you answer, Coach?
In the next what conferences?
3 conferences, boss. What will be your answer?
Well, of course, anyone can make the predictions we want. I can say we'll win the next conference or we'll win in the 3. The truth is, to make those kind of predictions, to me, it's kind of silly. The only thing I can tell them is we will play as hard as possible, and we will represent the organization with pride. I won't call any shots of, hey, I'm going to win now or I'm going to win there, but I do know we will compete as hard as we possibly can whenever we're on the floor, and that's my goal. My goal is to get better and to compete more than it is a specific, material goal.
Okay, so what prize are you putting your eyes on, boss?
I'm sorry, what
prize? What
prize?
Yeah.
Well, certainly, San Miguel is an elite level organization, and they want to compete for championships, and so that's my plan. My plan is to compete on the highest level and to compete for championships, and that's what this organization wants. That's what they've been about.
Okay. And will it be felt, boss, in the next conference at the start of your reign?
Will it be what?
Will it be felt already at the start of your reign next conference?
Will it be felt already?
Yes, boss.
I think you will see moving into this next conference, you're going to see an identity change to some degree, in that we will be a physically and mentally tougher team. But like I said, I wouldn't give any specific. I'm going to win a championship in the next conference, or I'm going to do this, or I think that's just a lot of hot air. All I'm really going to do is try and make my guys compete and play as hard as we possibly can, and I think the outcomes kind of take care of themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So what will be the first order of business for Boss John Todd Purves?
Sure. The first part is to get our defense back to where we were playing. I don't think our defense is good down the stretch as it had been over the last few months, and so we need to reinforce a defensive and tough mentality. That is my first order of business.
Okay. So when will you start practicing, boss?
Well, we actually had some work today. I just got done like 10 minutes ago.
So with the players?
Yes. So we had and we did some things basically to get back in shape, to get up and down, get some shots up, and talk about a couple things.
So you're ready? Yeah, you're ready to start practicing with the team today?
Yes.
Okay, the whole team. Okay, and boss, will there be a revision of the lineup or trades coming up in the team expected?
When it comes to trades, that'll be left to our management, and I'll leave that to Mr. Nunn and the rest of the management team and RSA. Those guys will make the decisions with regard to personnel. And so if there will be, and I think, and it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if there will be changes, but if there are, I'll deal with whoever they give me, and I'll have that player compete.
Okay, but based on your system, boss, are there some missing pieces?
Well, we're always going to look at an opportunity at getting better. Always. If there's an opportunity to make an acquisition or do something to make our team better, we're always going to do it.
Okay.
That being said, I'm not looking to point any fingers or place any blame as to why we'd hoped to, make the finals and we didn't. Certainly there's no scapegoat on our team.
Okay.
But we like the guys, but we will always look for an opportunity to get better.
Okay. But is there a spot you want to improve on, boss?
No. I won't say there's one specific spot on the floor we need to improve on. We still need to continue to improve our chemistry and understanding our roles. And so it's a little thing. They're little things, from like I said earlier. I know everyone said this was the powerhouse team and all, but when we came, when Giovanni, he took a team that was 500, an average team to me, and then we became a good team, or at least a good team that went to Game 7 of the finals, and we did lose in the semifinals again, but I think we transformed from an average team to a good team, and now it's my job to take us from a good team to a championship team.
Wow, that's good.
And I think that's just part of the process. I don't see it much as a failure. Certainly, we felt we came up short in the semifinals, but I don't see it as a failure or our entire process, because we've gone from an average team to a good team, like I said, and now it's time to go from good to champions.
Okay, boss. What about Arwin Santos and Alex Cabagno? They they received some lashing from the fans to the point of even blaming them for their lackluster performance in the semis. What role would these two play?
Well, I want to be very clear when I say this. Snow, I don't blame either of those two guys for why we lost in the semifinals. And so I know that the fans say that. I want to, but at least I want to say that I don't blame either of those guys. They, at this point, I mean, as long as they're members of our team, I'm going to coach them as best that I can, and I care for both of them a great deal. Yeah. You're talking about two very good basketball players, and I know it's tough when you come up short and fans are disappointed, and oftentimes there are star players that can take the wrath of that. But certainly, I'm going to work with Arwen and Alex as best I can and get the most out of them, and help create those relationships that create a family atmosphere that gets you over the top.
And you think they still play an important roles in the team?
Sure, absolutely. Like I said, everyone is going to have a role on our team, and I'm going to be clear about defining those roles. But like I said, you're talking about two very good basketball players. So as long as I've got good basketball players in front of me, I'm going to play them, and I'm going to teach them as best I can.
Mm-hmm. They've been criticized by the fans. How would you defend them, boss? Would you defend them?
Well, sure, absolutely. They did what we asked of them, and I thought they gave an effort. Anytime you come up short, guys, especially star players, are going to be accountable. But they gave us, I think they gave us good effort, and I think they had a lot of heart. But I can understand the fans' frustration. But I absolutely have their back, and I believe wholeheartedly that they'll continue to give a good effort. And they're great basketball players. I care for them a great deal.
Okay, so you think
we win and we lose as a family, and that loss is as much on my shoulders as it would be on any other player on our team, and that's our mentality, and it's not going to change, and there'll be no finger pointing or scapegoats.
Okay, and do you think the two will make up big time next conference, boss?
Well, I think they're both competitors, so I expect them to bounce back. Okay. I know they're hurting from the loss, and real competitors hurt, and then they bounce back strong. So I expect them both to bounce back.
Okay. Thank you so much, boss. So I'll use this one, boss. I already wrote about this like 6 days ago. If you already read that, boss. About
with Alex and
No, about you. Your possible, attention.
Yes, I did. I did. I read it. So I want to be so careful in a tricky situation, especially as a foreigner, that I don't step on anyone's toes or offend anyone. So I like to make sure that the information is all out there and real before I make a comment on it. I would hate to comment on something and then have my boss or another coach say, "Hey, man, that was totally inappropriate because this isn't right or this isn't right." So I get a little cautious sometimes. So I'm certain it's what we want.
Okay. Thank you so much, boss. Remember, I'm always at your back.
I appreciate that, Snow.
Always. Yeah. Thank you so much, Coach. Coach, can you keep
feel free to call me anytime too, Snow. Yeah. Obviously, I think moving forward, I'll be answering more of your questions and these types of things because the organization will have me do that as well.
How would you want to call yourself, boss? A coach? A consultant? Yeah. A coach? A consultant?
I'm just a consultant.
Okay. So people can still call you as a consultant.
Sure. I mean, like I said, I want to make sure that we're staying within the parameters of what the PBA allows. So I can still be referred to as the consultant. That's fine. But I'm basically going to have it's going to be a similar scenario to how it was for Coach Waterman.
Okay. And last question, I don't know if you want to answer because the last time that Petron or San Miguel had the same setup was with Draco and Olsen, but it didn't work out. They only finished 7th. You think you can change that trend or that the effect of that setup this time?
Well, I think we're dealing with different individuals. So this is an entirely different scenario in that you're dealing with different coaches and some different players. That being said, it's a challenge. Certainly it's challenging working under those parameters, same way it was for Coach Waterman. But I'm excited for the challenge. And like I said, I feel blessed with the guys that I'm surrounded by too.